Thank you. Can you see me? Yeah, thanks. It was a wonderful session on responsible AI, probably one of the best anecdotes and one of the best examples to explain. And some real good points that we got in the morning was like, it's really, really thrilling to see that 500 plus batches that you have gone, so much enthusiastic about learning. So I thought that why not to turn this also into a kind of a master class. You guys all have been using GenAI. You guys all have been, like all the jargons kind of things you all know. When we talk about so many jargons, agent, LLM, everything came forward. In my day-to-day role, I interact with huge number of customers and huge number of organizations, partners who are building different GenAI solutions or GenAI, non-GenAI, many such solutions. Usual questions that I am asked about are like, can you share some use cases? Can you share how we can use it? We all know that we are writing the prompts, generating documents, generating summary, doing some stuff, so many things. But what to do next? And then second type of question that comes out is like, they have already some kind of thought process in their mind, and then they say that, can you validate that, will GenAI solve my problem for this? Same thing happened when I was approached for this session. They said that, can you come up with some kind of use cases that how the CA fraternity can use it? I was thrilled because I come from a technical background, from a technical organization, and I see that addressing so many people from the CA background on the tech side, so I see where this tech with the specialized knowledge of finance or some other domain is coming together. And all of you are already aware of most of the jargons. So this is where, so I take a couple of analogies here. If I ask you that, okay, download some XYZ app on your phone and authenticate with Google, or maybe go and try to, or check that, okay, have you connected with VPN or not, or have you used some kind of, is this website secure or not, you are using HTTPS or not. So these are basic terms that almost everybody knows. So here also some more jargons probably GenAI has brought in, but what is missing here is that some of the terms that I used, but these new jargons, how actually are they coming in my life or coming in our life? If you guys understand, then rather than me telling you about that, what are these use cases, what are these areas where you can think that GenAI is coming and how it is coming, rather than me telling it, probably you will be able to explore by yourself. So many things. And again, the second case is that when somebody asks me that, okay, can you tell me some of the use cases? Can you tell me how will I improve my work by doing some more with GenAI? That thing also you can get from the prompt. But the challenge arises, the prompts from different models are giving you so many things, but can you comprehend? That's the gap we'll try to bridge. So it will start with some kind of a masterclass. This is what I thought, because you guys are all learning in the learning mode, so let's start in that mode. And then we'll see that how we're moving. And idea is not that I tell you the use cases, rather you start thinking by yourself, not just from your own professional work standpoint, auditing or accounting or whatever role you are in, rather than you start thinking that in your day-to-day life, whatever you are doing, whatever your interest areas are, how GenAI can be brought in. So that's the main thought that we are starting with. So we know that it is going to transform the lives, but how, that we'll see. So if we see, I'll start with some technical jargon, then we'll move into the use case part as we are talking about. So we know what LLM is doing, but eventually what we are doing with LLM. If you see, so starting with couple of slides, little jargon, but that will give you idea what we're talking about. So this is one more term I'm introducing. You already have done some level of prompt writing, some level of output getting, file upload, get the answers done, everything you have done. You have also seen some of the cases that, okay, you're uploading a document, it is answering from that document. Maybe you have somebody was talking about, okay, you have got huge corpus of data that it should answer from your data. But the technical jargon for that is RAG. But now start understanding. You give some examples, because I'm working with huge number of organizations, like in finance domain, in healthcare domain, in many other domains. So I'll try to bring in those ideas together so that you can think. So ideas, your thoughts must be provoked here. So if I say that this is how you start by using a typical LLM. You write a prompt, maybe do programming or you write directly, but then you get the answer. I take it's a financial example of the prompt. I also try to I'll run through this with a common thing. I want to go to Say I want to travel to a place. I want to go to Shimla. I want to go to, say, somewhere in say Kerala, someplace. I simply say, ask LLM, can you create my itinerary? It will do for you. But if I say that I want to go to Shimla, can you order the clothes for me? Now it's a very tricky thing. See, what I did, I'm not simply asking for an itinerary. I'm asking, can you order the clothes for me? Now, what clothes? Does it know what I wear, what I like, where I'm going, Shimla, and also I use this statement. So this is where it starts. The example is like when you say, ask some prompt, it gives you an answer. We all know models have been trained on the data that was accessible to the team which was training to the model. They had access, they trained, but they do not know about your data. And this is what many people have talked about, that you cannot share your data with them, but still you want that model should answer your data, or answer based on your data. Now, this is where this answer is wrong. Or let me take a very easy analogy here. Tell me what is the weather here right now. You ask any model, I'm not naming, any model cannot answer what is the weather right now. Similar way, for your auditing process, model cannot answer that, okay, some kind of anomaly, some kind of compliance miss, you are trying to check, model cannot answer. Because model was trained on something, it does not know what the data is all about, what you're talking about. Same way, weather. Now, that simply means it somehow needs to reach your data. So that's where we say that we will have some. So don't go by the technical jargon, just look at the, then we will start getting into the use cases, and you will start thinking around you that what actually GenAI's power is there. So that's where we have got some kind of mechanism. I'm just not going in the jargons here, but we have got some mechanism that where we have got some data which we got in some form which GenAI can easily understand. The vectors is the jargon that you talk about. Now, this is what happens here. The user is writing the prompt which is not going directly to the model. Rather, again, it is being converted internally to some form. The information is being extracted from your data, and then it is being sent to this model. This is the simple case where prompt directly is not going to the model. Rather, it is going to some other place, some other source of data, and coming back. This particular scenario is what is called the agent or the agentic behavior. Now, our technical master class is over. Now, let's start on the use basic example and start thinking. Now, what happened here? This particular thing that you see in the box, it looks at your prompt. Whatever, I'm not going technically what is happening internally, but it knows that which source to go and then go to the LLM and then get the answers done. Now, if I simply go to my point, I want to go to Shimla, order the clothes for me. Now, what will it do? It should have some mechanism to know that I'm going to Shimla. What is the weather in Shimla right now? That means it has to find out some external source which tells weather of Shimla. And when it knows that, okay, Shimla probably this time is very cold, so okay, let me order some woolen clothes. So it will go to the, then it has to go to, say, Amazon.in and say, order my clothes. So second thing, first it knows that the weather of Shimla. Second, where to order the clothes. Now, these two extra things are called, or this bottom layer that you see, the technical jargon usually used by the industry's tools, crossway. Now, so now my entire system of ordering my clothes is built. Similar ways, if I simply go in this system without touching anything or making least changes, if I simply add one more tool now, that is my preference. I prefer to wear jackets, or I prefer to wear sweaters, or I prefer to wear something else. Now it also knows that it can find out my preference as well, and then accordingly add. Now start thinking, this is precisely what agent is. Now start thinking in terms of the use cases, what this kind of behavior can do in your scenarios. So that is where we will now. So this masterclass is done. Now I'll use auditing as an example only, that to find out the possible use cases, but you know better in your environment what happens. And to be honest, if this area, if you see, what has happened here is, if I have to order my clothes by myself, then what I know, I will go and check weather in Shimla, so I'm applying my brain, thinking. Then I know, or in my knowledge that, okay, I prefer jackets, okay, then I'll order to Amazon.in. So this knowledge, decision taking, So point is, wherever you are finding the friction in your workflow, as soon as you start addressing this. Now the challenge here is, conventionally we all have been behaviorally trained in such a way that some small pieces where our brain actually continues to take decisions, we do not think that this can be decided by some small intern, which actually is GenAI, or a small employee or small engineer, or whatever job role that you want to think of. So that process, as you start thinking of, you can start reducing the friction. Second point, if you see here in this use case is, right now when you are saying that, okay, I'm using XYZ model, you go to that chat prompt, you enter something, and then you get the output, and this is your primary application. Maybe it is your travel booking website, maybe it is your auditing tool, maybe it is some other tool, but this is your main tool, and this is your GenAI tool, this is what you're doing. Unless you bring these two together, this is what it is doing. Unless you bring these two things together, it is not going to give you great benefit. Now start thinking in different scenarios when you are writing some kind of audit report. So you know that there are data points, balance sheet, maybe wherever, whatever tool you are using or whatever storage you are using. So when you are trying to do some kind of audit, you need to access the financial reports. You need to access some other data points, so, or some other data sources. Then taking the data from those, asking GenAI to perform these steps n number of times. Maybe here I'm just saying that, okay, one agent is there. You can have multiple agents. So as you start thinking on this, GenAI or this agent rather will start doing the work for you. So from here we start. So from the auditing standpoint, so this is the typical challenge. So I started, so this is what I did. So I'm not a CA, I'm not from financial background, but what I did, this is the approach I took. I started finding out what are the friction areas that people might be facing. So this is I found. Maybe in your auditing. So because I took auditing as a use case, but you can think of all other use cases as well. So you know that it's all probably coming from your textbooks. It's a rear view mirror. You're looking out for something in the past. So you are not able to identify something in the future here. Second is the sampling dilemma, because data is so much that eventually in the audit you cannot go and verify each and every transaction so easily. You cannot verify each and every invoice, each and every paper that you want to see. So that's the sampling thing. You choose that, okay, what sample to take, some kind of judgment you do. Then comes some, of course, manual process, and then eventually the expectation. Now, point is, with GenAI, with softwares coming up, the stakeholders, whoever your stakeholders are, management, the customers, they start expecting that these challenges you should somehow find solution for. But we know there are limitations. So this is where I immediately started finding the solutions that, okay, these are my frictions areas. So if you see some use cases identified, I'll come to the workflow part as well, but then, so if I say that real view mirror, I know that there is a challenge, so can we detect signal? Now I take the example, one analogy here. It's very easy to say that, okay, can we have a real-time signal prediction, or in the sampling dilemma, we say that, okay, full population data analysis or all transaction analysis. Now this all transaction data analysis can happen because AI can read your documents as well. These agents and the entire pipeline can read your documents as well. So as and when the transaction is happening, it can be analyzed. Now this is a complete document analysis thing that we're talking about. I'm taking an analogy. This is for the auditing, but exact same behavior. When we go to any hospital, we know doctor is writing prescription. We are going for many tests, so pathological lab reports, some other reports, all these documents. Now, when the patient gets discharged, doctor has to write a summary. Now, for writing a summary, there is so much in the doctor's brain, and doctor is still watching, doctor is meeting so many patients. Doctor has to refer so many documents. So writing that summary is a very tough task. Just start relating this, writing your reports, writing your other things. That just map it to that medical scenario, that the GenAI has access to so many documents, or pathological reports and everything, and it eventually creates a discharge summary for the patient, and doctor reviews it. So this is the new role of human going to be, because you have got access to so many small interns at your site, so you can get them do your job. And how to get that done? So we just understood the way we are reaching there. And just now start looking at those use cases, you'll start seeing. So whether we are talking about discharge summary generation, whether we are talking about, okay, the insurance claim goes to a TPA, and TPA validates, okay, what was your policy, what have you claimed for, is it right or wrong? So eventually, what insurance guy is doing, you're also doing similar thing, or on a high level, same nature. On the audit process, you're trying to find out anomalies, you're trying to find out compliance violation and all those things. So eventually, those things. Now, from the agent standpoint, if you see, you have access to LLM, you have access to different tools. Now, I'll use the jargon. Now, you have access to tools. You just have to see that how those tools are plugged in. And even in that, I mean, just throwing one more jargon here, it seems easy that, okay, I've got access to 7, 8, 10, 15 tools. How can I build this solution? That is what industry is working for. So Anthropic recently has solved that problem. I'm just throwing the jargon if you want to read about that MCP, that how should this tool and LLM interaction be standardized. So tool which wants to be used by LLM effectively, they must be MCP compliant, and LLM should also understand that MCP compliant tool. So now integration becomes easier. So point is, this is how the overall day-to-day routine is going to automate. So this is the one use case we talked about, and some level of, some ideas we thought. Next, where it is heading. So this is what we identified use cases in silos. We said, okay, this is our problem, friction, or we solved it. Now, as a next step, what will happen? People will start thinking, okay, this is my entire auditing journey, for example. So I know that I'll be planning, I'll be doing some engagement preparation, some field work, some analysis, and eventually you will reach up to the closure, like signing off the audit report and all. Now, overall, you are all doing these steps. What you do is, right now, you take the document, you enter into some chat box or something, you get the answer out. Maybe you will take it to the next level, what we studied, like, okay, agents you will be doing about. But what about if we take it to the next step that, okay, let these agents come together now. So this is where the level 1 thing comes. So I'm using the word level 1 here, that, okay, all those tasks that we talk about, okay, my risk strength summarization, maybe my audit scope drafting, or maybe here my policy summarization. If you see, all those use cases are same. You are summarizing something somewhere, or you are making some use of those unstructured thing. So these are level 1. But now, again, if you see all these use cases coming from the, again, some LLM only, but they are all in silos. They are not connected together. Independently, you run it through agents, or you take your documents, upload into the chatbot, get the things done manually. But then let's take level 2. Now, if you say that, if I use the word that dynamics, risk sensing and prediction, now it simply means the same, I can give the same analogy of the summary generation by a doctor, the discharge summary generation by a doctor, or giving a yes or no, or approval or no approval on the insurance claim, or similar kind of thing. So if you see, this suddenly takes to the next level. So this is how I come from the non-finance background. So just, I just wanted to trigger that, okay, this is the approach that I took, and this is where the industry is heading. Now you are all aware, few jargons, all your areas, the thinking approach that how the use cases, how GenAI can be brought into the life. So that's the approach I wanted to share here. So that's next couple of things. In all cases, the generative AI application that you have, see, all of you have access to the same model. You want to use Claude, you want to use Nova, you want to use Grok, you want to use XYZ model. All of you have access to the same model. What is differentiating here is, what better you are doing is, eventually it is building on your own data. This is multiple people have given the same messaging here. You have to think, model has been trained on some data. That is not your data. So what actually is bringing value here is your existing data and how you are bringing that together. So you have to start thinking in that way, and by ensuring that that data does not go to some risky hands. So again, one more scenario. This is how, so your data, so you have got multiple areas, or your internal audit or compliance team. You have got multiple data accesses that we are saying, maybe some storage areas, and just see that eventually when things are going into the foundation model, you are getting your again, some use cases, your assurance on the financial integrity, or maybe some AI-generated internal audit reports or internal control recommendations. So eventually, it is coming with foundation model sitting on top of your data. And that is happening, again, going back. So this is what we are saying on a high-level foundation model sitting on top of your data. The technical jargon, if you go back and see the technical architecture we said, that's agent. So this is the way GenAI is going to enter into the world. The second area where GenAI is making major impact is because it can converse. So coming back to the same agent thing, you know that agent is connected now to multiple tools, can be connected now to multiple tools, and you're writing the prompts, it is getting done. It is automatically identifying that which tool. Again, same example, I want to go to Shimla, order my clothes. It knows that it has to first go to weather as a resource and get me current weather of Shimla, then go to the Amazon and order the clothes. So just start thinking of GenAI as a conversational interface which actually is connected to so many of your sources, and you are not going to each of your tools and clicking the mouse and doing the keyboard. What we have seen in our fiction movies, that you're talking to the system and 5, 7, 10 systems are working based on your command, that is now technically possible. And this is what that architecture was exactly. So this is second way of thinking on that. So getting into your workflows, getting into your day-to-day activities, and second, becoming your interface to the system. Maybe like 2, 3 years down the line, 5 years down the line, you will be using much lesser keyboard, much lesser mouse, rather the more of the conversation thing. You're talking and n number of systems are working. And that is what the starting point is here. Now, because how to build that now? So we see, so I come from the AWS, so I'll take the example of AWS stack only, but this is how typically the industry stack looks like. So in industry, you will find bottom level of stack where people are building the models. These are people who are creating the models, or maybe fine-tuning the models, or upgrading the models. But then the central layer is something where this agentic thing happens. So just telling, so that when you are looking at things, and if you see carefully in this solution, we are talking that, okay, models are there, but models are just one part of your application. You still have those classical applications, the classical data sets, and some more tools along with model. So model is an important part, but model is not the only part. You have to see. And then maybe some top level things where the applications which are ready to use so that you can consume. So this is how the industry stack of applications or GenAI stack is building up. So when you are evaluating the tools, when you're thinking of the tools, you can think from this parallels as well so that you know. And from that standpoint, just sharing, so this is how things happen. So if you see infrastructure, we're saying all GPUs, all capacity. In this second layer, people were talking about guardrails, responsible AI agents. So that's the middle tier. And if you see the top layer, it is all applications which actually are being. So just giving idea here. Now, some of the possibilities, because we said some of the possibilities of the model. So if you see, we said that what can be done, because you have so many documents. So this is the example here I just thought that I should take. These are real possibilities of the models now. Again, take back in the models agentic way, but handwritten thing, and it is coming out. So eventually, a small intern capable of doing lots of things. So this is coming as some structured JSON format. You can think of your own format, but idea is that models are able to read the straight away images uploaded with the handwriting. So this has been done by the Nova, Amazon's Nova model. I share one more, complex scenario that you will see. So why I'm taking this is not from finance background, but this tells the complexity, because you will be knowing that what you have around you in your complexity. See, this is the process diagram of an industry, somewhere in manufacturing line, and models are able to understand this. So you know what models are able to do, what agents are able. So this is the and this is from, again from Amazon Nova. Just wanted to share the capabilities of models will continue to grow. But to use them in your regular routine, in your regular workflow, in your regular conversation, those agents at that point. That's why I shared, that's why I called it when I started it, this is going to be a master class. So that's from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Sachin sir, for that brilliant keynote. May I now request Mr. Ankush Sabharwal, tech entrepreneur at CoreOver AI and Bharat GPT AI.
Hello everyone, thank you so much for having me here. I really learned a lot. It's my honor to be here and being in the presence of you all experienced, learned folks. And I'm sorry, I know it's a lunch time going on and you're still here. I thought some doors are locked and that you're not able to leave, but doors are still open. Great, so I'll try to make it exciting. I'll not cover all, enough of learning. I learned a lot. I think we could have seen many overlapping stuff. I think that's, again, a signal for you. You know which areas to focus on. I was just telling Sachin, I'll build on top of whatever you said. Of course, agree and in line what Sachin said. Of course, learned a lot from Dr. Preet. Let me now start. I'm changing the style of presentation this time than I thought. Let's start with some demos, right? We have seen enough good theory. We know what to build, how to build. Let me show you where we have built and launched at scale, where people are using it.
दिल उसके गांव में बसता है, पर आज भी यहाँ ऐसी जगहें हैं जहाँ ना कोई ऐप है ना टीवी। भारत का दिल उसके गांव में बसता है, पर आज भी यहाँ ऐसी जगहें हैं जहाँ ना कोई ऐप है ना टीवी ना मोबाइल डेटा। सबसे हाई टेक तो वही पुराना बटन वाला फोन है जिसपे आज भी गांव वाले मिस कॉल खेलते हैं। तो जहाँ हो इतनी लिमिटेड कनेक्टिविटी, वहाँ लोगों से हम कैसे करें कनेक्ट? इसका जवाब ढूंढने निकल पड़े हम 3 यार। और इंडिया में पहली बार इस डब्बे वाले फोन में भी डाल दिया जनरेटिव एआई का जुगाड़। एक ऐसी अनोखी एआई टेक्नोलॉजी बनाई जो बात कर सके गांव वालों से उनकी भाषा, उनकी बोली में, बिना इंटरनेट के। तो बस कर दी हमने ऐलान, कैसी जीभ लपलपाई प्रतियोगिता, जिसका था एक सिंपल सा फंडा। जनरेटिव एआई से टंग ट्विस्टर सुनो। पके पेड़ पर पका पपीता, पका पेड़ या पका पपीता, फिर उसे दोहराओ, इनाम जीत जाओ।
पके पेड़ पे पका पिंटू
पर पका पपीता, पके पेड़ या पकड़े कपड़ा, के कपड़ा पकड़ा। हेलो।
और गप्पे लगानी है तो गप्पे भी लगाओ।
भैया वापस बोलोगे, हमें कुछ समझ में आ रहा।
अरे बहुत ही आसान है, हम जौन चीज बोल रहे हैं उसको आप दोहरा दीजिए बस।
अच्छा ये छोड़ो, ये बताओ कि बारिश कब होए?
तानसेन राग गाय के जैसन बारिश बुलाए भाई, आप जीभ लपलपाए के बुलाए लियो।
बस फिर क्या, हजारों जीभें घूमी, हंसी छूटी और गांव-गांव कैसी जीभ लपलपाई प्रतियोगिता से खुशियां झूमी। आइए जानते हैं कैसे हुआ ये कमाल।
कैसी जीभ लपलपाई चैलेंज is a bold industry first step to a truly human and inclusive engagement to reaching the real Bharat.
At Wavemaker, we believe that technology should be an equalizer and not a barrier. In collaboration with BharatGPT.ai and Google Cloud, we are using VoiceGen AI to bridge the digital gap.
ऐसे बना इंडिया का पहला टेलीफोनिक एआई कैंपेन जो ले गया जनरेटिव एआई को वहां तक जहां
So, yeah. So Anirudh is here. Yes, we did this with Google Cloud as a cloud partner, and it's live already. So we want to really give technology to the masses. It's there on phone, feature phone, right? Still, I think around 40 crore people in India, they don't have smartphones. I think you liked it. Now I'll start another. I think my theory would be the same as others' theory. Another demo. No?
An insurance for my car.
Great. Do you already have any insurance for your car, or is this your first time?
This is my first time.
No.
Okay, so this is for automobile industry to kind of pre-sales automation to answer any queries about the cars and eventually urge user to book a test drive.
Hi, I'm Tara. Are you interested in any specific car model or need some information? I can help.
Yes.
Great. Could you please tell me your name?
Yeah, my name is Ash. So I'm actually looking to buy a Tata car, where my family consists of 5 members, and in the weekends we will be traveling more like outskirts, and we'll be going for long drives. And also in weekdays we will be traveling more to office and home and other places like in the city roads.
Thanks for sharing, Tejas. Since you have a family of 5 and travel both in and out of the city, you might be interested in our Tata Nexon or Tata Harrier models. These SUVs offer comfortable space and are suitable for city and long drives. Would you like to know more about any of these models?
Yeah, can you please tell me more about these models?
Of course. Let's start with the Tata Nexon. It's a compact SUV
Forwarding it.
with a 6-digit PIN code for
Want to buy that in Bangalore. So, can you tell me the boot space, like how many liters will it be providing?
The Tata Harrier offers a spacious boot with a capacity of 425 liters, perfect for your family trips and luggage. Could you please provide me with the 6-digit PIN code for Bangalore and your expected purchase timeline, like 30, 60 or 90 days?
Perfect. So my PIN code is 560102, and I will be buying it in next 60 days.
Thank you for sharing the details, Tejas. I'll summarize everything. You're interested in the Tata Harrier with a diesel engine and manual transmission, planning to buy in Bangalore with PIN code 560012 within the next 60 days. Is there anything else you'd like to know or discuss, or should we proceed with the details you've provided?
Yeah, of course, we can proceed.
Thank you for choosing us. One of our dealers will get in touch with you within 48 hours to assist you further. Hi, I'm Tara. Are you interested?
Yeah, you saw that. It's kind of question answer and then lead generation, and we do that in 13 languages. So I'll show a few more demos a little later. Now let's come to theory. I see my clock is ticking. So we'll navigate GenAI wave, yes. Do we have FOMO? I think yes, that's why we all are here. Should we have FOMO? I personally don't think so. Conversational AI first, we'll talk about it. But have you seen this image on WhatsApp during COVID time? You know, the building, can AI destroy this building, or AI is going to take jobs? See, now a lot of people are talking about AI, so many tools. Yes, tools are there, but are all those tools relevant to you? Probably not. All are working. I think I liked, someone said it's fastest answer, but no one is taking guarantee of those answers. So now which tools you have to use, I think it depends upon your own problems, your own reality. What is hype, what is reality? It's you should know about yourself, your clients, and your own environment, context. yeah, so this, we follow this Gartner. I think a lot of people would do that. Gartner has hype charts. Gartner thought leader, as we all know. If you see 2022, there was NLP. It said NLP would get mature in next 5 to 10 years. And 2023 hype chart of AI, there was no NLP. Of course, in 24, there is no NLP. So what I'm trying to say here, even the thought leaders, right, how much we have to trust all the reports based on your own scenario, right? So you have to question every report comes in your way. So means the NLP, which had to get matured in next 5 to 10 years, it's already matured in a year or two. Right? So the GenAI, I know there are few CAs having good tech companies. I have met them in the booth, great products. I think it's important to know where is the moat, right? We cannot say it's all hype, right? All reality, no, but where the moat, right? Where are the opportunities in GenAI? I think it's very, very clear. Customer experience is definitely the low-hanging fruit. The agents which we are talking about, question, answer, yes, and with RAG. So I think the chance of hallucination would go down because you provide your own data. So customer experience is the number one use case, and then revenue growth, and then the cost optimization and compliance. So what does GenAI do? Everything nowadays, right? So this is very important fact. I was just talking to your honorable chairman of AI. So most of the AI projects fail. So I think even non-AI projects fail. I think 70% of non-AI projects fail. And this number has gone up with AI. 85% of AI projects are failing. And 30% of POCs are failing. So this one report. There was another report which was saying 90% of POCs are failing. So why I'm scaring all of us, is if you implement, don't implement because others are doing it. You should have very, very strong reason why you are implementing it. Because the chances are, if you copy, they might fail and you would also. If you have your own reasons to implement, chances of you being successful would be more. So why it's failing? Multiple reasons, right? Technology not mature, we are not sure about the requirement, data not available, educate, relevant data. So then what's the solution? As I said, you should know your own problem. You should have your domain knowledge very, very strong. So as, so I was thinking, is AI really solving all the problems? Today, when I was coming from the airport, my driver was saying, still a lot of people die because of starvation, because of poverty. It's true. I just checked. Last year, 25 lakh people died in India because of lack of food. And major cause of animals' death is a lack of food. And we think AI is solving everything. Is AI giving us good food, better food, faster growth? Probably not yet. Maybe later, right? So we don't have to have the FOMO, but we should be very good at whatever we are doing. If I am finance industry, I should be very good at finance, accounting. If I'm software engineer, I should be good software engineer, lawyer, doctor, or whatever. And then you see where I can fill the gap with any technology like AI or maximize your probably key areas. So now what should be the strategy to adopt AI? I'm not saying don't apply AI, right? I'm just warning you, most of the projects are failing. So now what should be the strategy? I think every organization, as you know, we have purpose, we have vision, mission, then objectives and KRA. I think let's stick to that, right? Every company would have its own KRAs or objectives. First have it, right? Some companies might just have it just for the documentation purpose. Some people have it and they forget about it, and then we are taking many actions and might not align to that purpose. I think make that first strong, and then pick up one KRA or KPIs, right? So I was trying to, So any company you pick up, whatever functions there are, those functions would vary based on the organization type, but mainly finance is there, marketing, sales, inventory, and different functions. And then pick up one function which you think you need to leverage the good things about it, or you need to fill the gap. So based on no AI yet, right? It's all about your company, your functions, and you pick up, in this case, I picked up, say, finance, and then what are the finance sub-functions? I asked my auditor, not to be wrong here, right? He said there are accounts, and accounts is a subset of finance, I learned yesterday, and corporate treasury and taxation and planning and others. Then again, you go further down. You pick up, say, accounts, and then account payable, receivable, and audit or compliance. And then you pick up one of that, right? So maybe you pick up cost control, and then you see what activities you do. System thinking, and I did the similar thing for, say, marketing, right? So then customer acquisition, I picked up lead generation. And then now you think about all these reports, all these sessions, all the trainings which is going on probably on the 5th floor. Those trainings, those reports, those studies are very, very important. So you know what are the tools, platforms available, and then you marry your problem area and the solutions available, and then you do this kind of cost-benefit analysis, low effort, more benefit. You plot all of those activities which you do in the function which you have selected, and then you take the narrow step, right, to pick up one area which you think would give me more benefit with a less cost, right? So this is a strategy I think which all of us should follow, and then implement AI. Now what's happening, most of the clients which we talk to, so they know they have to use AI, but they have not figured out which problem to solve with the AI, right? So it's kind of beating around the big bush and taking so much time, everyone's time, and finding which problem to solve with AI. So it should be the problem first approach, right? First you have to figure out the problem statement or the opportunity, and then you use AI. Yeah, I think the speaker, one of the speakers was saying now most of us are buying online. Probably that's not true, right? So online digital commerce in India is still 5 to 6%. So you pick up any e-commerce site, whether app or laptop or desktop or big kiosks or screens like this, you'll be able to see 10 to 15 products only. But when we go to actual store, see, I always say, right, so no one can replace the benefit of meeting face to face, right? I heard people have come across the country. So why, right? We will never be able to forget this moment, right? So even the bots are there. So all this knowledge is available, right? We could have given the webinars, right? So we are saying AI, Agentic AI, conversational AI, and we are not walking the talk. We have to come all the way here and learn AI, right? So all of this is going to stay. But what I think we have to use tech and see how we can probably enhance our physical experience. So this is the physical half experience. Still, when I go to a store, I can see the direct vision and the peripheral vision. I'm able to see so many products. That's not the case with the e-commerce. Maybe that's a reason for Indians, we are not happy with this kind of interface. We want to go, what is natural? We see, we listen, we talk, right? Maybe we are not providing good tech. So now most of the product managers and the tech companies like us, we do delta innovation. We do innovation just to increase some response time and make some better experience, which we think is a good experience. And for us, mainly, techies, the people who are already using technology are our users. We give more technology to the people who are already using technology. How about the rest? Rest around maybe 90-95% of the people who are not buying online. Maybe we're not able to understand what kind of user experience they need, right? So I think if you ask me, maybe I'd be biased saying that it should be natural, right? The voice first, as someone said. India doesn't write, India speaks. That's true. And then how it could be, so when you see the store, when you talk, hey, how about this red jacket? What's the price of the red jacket I want to buy? Give the physical kind of experience in the digital form. I'm not saying we all should go to the store. Give that kind of experience. So I could give this e-commerce example, but I am sure you would have your own experiences and your own use cases. Similarly with the grocery store. Some case studies, that IRCTC, if you go, there's Ask Disha, you can speak and book the train ticket. Even you can pay by speaking, right? So that's created by us. And so we create bots, but we create bots which are as human as possible. I'll give one of the demos. So it has helped our customers. So we are not just giving another tool and another ornament in the name of chatbot, right? We are giving something which is helping them increase revenue, reduce costs, and make their end customers happy. GenAI can now process everything with the video, voice. So I think we heard enough tech from Sachin. I'll skip these slides. This is important, limitations. I want to again tell you about the limitations more so that whenever you implement AI, you should be well informed, as I said earlier. Hallucination, difficult to get away with. Lack of reasoning, explain. You can just have a quick glance. So what is responsible AI? I think we all know the data privacy, explainability, inclusiveness, the biasness should not be there, and the purpose should be given. I think which I have not added here. I think we should also have AI which consumes less energy. Don't use Gen AI where it's not required, right? So for every solution, LLM is not there. So when you know the rules, right? I know you have auditing standards and standard of accounting and guidance notes and all that. You know the rules, right? So then why would we need Gen AI, the general purpose LLMs? Why do we need and consume more energy? Because GPUs consume more energy. So we always do composite AI. Composite AI is a mix of the classic NLP, the earlier NLPs which we used to have without LLMs, and then you do the grounded LLMs, the with RAG as Sachin explained, and then you go to general purpose LLMs if it's really required. So this, again, this is as per Gartner. So where are the opportunities in Gen AI? High is the composite AI, which I explained, the predictive AI, generative AI, and the casual AI, mix of it. Complete life cycle based approach. It should not be, okay, for question answer, this is a tool. For form filling, this is a tool. And maybe to buy, this is a tool. Whenever we provide as a technology, or if you look for the vendor, you should look for end-to-end solution. Otherwise, it will be very, very difficult for two AI companies to work together. I think so. So yeah, so domain end-to-end solution. So use case-based solution, which we work on, but I think eventually that would have less opportunity. Sovereign AI, yes, currently that's why we're focusing on Bharat GPT. I have explained this kind of composite AI. You don't need to use Gen AI just for everything. So this is where we are. We provide AI to masses and also to the enterprises. And we do everything, not just LLM. We do Agentic AI solutions, even if it takes LLM or not. Yeah, let me, and it's very easy. If you go to bharatgpt.ai, you can actually create AI agents giving your own data by just voice. Sound?
Hello, on the topic National Education Policy.
Let me show you now
this,
how easy
we
it
need to
is to
click
create
on
an AI
Create
assistant
AI
by just
Agent.
speaking in the language of your choice. Hello, I want to create an AI assistant, and its name should be Hello, Dude.
What is your bot's purpose?
The AI assistant should give answers related to fashion. The context is fashion.
The bot has been successfully created with the following details: bot name, hello dude, bot context. The AI assistant should provide answers related.
You can see it's created, and we can of course go and configure it. Add more languages, and add documents. Connect with any of your websites. Add conversational flows, add API integration, but the generic information is available. Now let's test it. I want to attend one formal meeting, so what should I wear? Tell me.
For a formal meeting, it is important to dress professionally and appropriately. You can consider wearing a well-fitted suit or a formal business attire.
So just one demo, maybe 10 seconds. I was talking about VideoBot, the human-centric AI. So we can have you or your maybe brand ambassador or any CEO to be a human interactive digital twin. Or let me show you. Where is it? This is in Japanese. Let me show you in Japanese. Tabetai.
何が食べたいですか?
Japanese.
おすすめの食事どころはこちらです。
So I asked, I want to have some food. She said, which cuisine? I said Japanese, and now she has given me the list of restaurants. I can book the table and all that. So I want to show the Indian version, but you got it, right? So this is how we do, and this is how you have to think, and whether you do it or get it done by any other AI software company. Thank you so much, and means a lot. You have missed the lunch and you're here.